This week on Halo the Series Declassified, we dive deep into the shocking events from Halo's Season 2 finale. I chat with executive producer Kiki Wolfkill and Fiona O'Shaughnessy, who plays Lara, about this exciting season. What's up, Spartans? I'm Sydney Goodman, and this is Halo the Series Declassified. This week's season finale episode was everything I wanted it to be, and who doesn't love some great cliffhangers? I can't wait to break it all down, but just like how the parasitic flood spores can really mess you up, spoilers can too, and we have got a bunch of them. Spoilers, I mean, not flood spores. So make sure you've seen Halo the Series Season 2, Episode 8 before proceeding any further. You'll thank me later. Kiki, welcome back to Declassified. So happy to have you back.
I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be here at the end of the season. We made it.
We made it. And now we get to talk about all of the juicy details.
Oh, yes. It was a big one. It was a big season.
This season was incredible. You and your team gave the ensemble such well-crafted, season-long arcs. But what character moments were you specifically most proud of?
Ooh, yeah, we told a lot of stories this season. There's the Riz storyline, which I think was particularly poignant. What it means to be a Spartan and to have the physical damage that she did, and then to see her make that difficult a decision. And I think even more than her decision was the impact on those around her. And that was a really resonant moment for me. And then, of course, always, the Master Chief's journey. We saw in season 1 his journey of understanding sort of what it is to be human. And I think with season 2, we get to really see him understand what does the Master Chief mean to him. And that was really important to be able to express.
The Flood. So what makes the Flood such a unique and formidable enemy? And what did you initially talk about when you wanted to bring them to life?
Yeah, I hope it was a surprise.
It was. I did not see it coming. And then the fact that it was
just, we'll slide that in.
But it felt so like, oh my gosh, wait, this is I know what's happening. And you start to kind of get these little inklings of like, wait a minute. Yeah. Is this what's happening? And then it actually fully happens and you see the Flood on screen.
Yeah, I mean, so much of season 2 is about the war escalating and humanity on its back foot, and it looks so dire for humanity through the season. Part of the introduction of the Flood, as it is in Halo canon, is that's an existential crisis both for humanity and for the Covenant. So what does it mean to have this sort of third agent, if you will, in the mix? The Flood also adds kind of a horror element, which it did in the games and I think does in the season as well. I think what was tricky about it was, it was an amazing opportunity, and I love creepy stuff. So it was from a design perspective, such a fun opportunity to start to introduce them in these moments. I don't know how many times I was like, okay, we need to make that feel more uncomfortable, or this really needs to be a little bit gross.
So you're who I have to blame for that.
Yes. It's not about zombies. It is about, what is this creature that can sort of take over a human body or any sort of sentient life, actually.
You worked in game development. You worked on these games. And now, you're on the set, shooting on location, on the Halo ring. That must be so surreal.
Oh my gosh. I have loved this IP and this franchise from the beginning, right? And it's always been this incredible universe that can be explored in so many different ways.
Well, Kiki, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for sharing so much with us. And thank you to you and everyone who worked on season 2 for an incredible season 2.
Oh, thank you for having me and us, all the people behind the scenes.
This is the Flood.
The Flood are a very important part of Halo canon for so many different reasons.
I think it's some kind of parasite.
So there's 4 stages, and it was really exciting to develop those 4 stages. How does it look? How do they feel? What's the chemical reaction happening within their body?
Predominantly, it's going to be done practically with prosthetic appliances, and only when we see transition, then VFX kind of kicks in and creates this transitional animation.
When the flood does attack, all hell will break loose.
So that was a wonderful development of the flood, which was very, very exciting. With the testing and seeing all the actors and seeing the choreography, it was wonderful, even down to the fingers.
Hello, my name is Zoltan, and I am a choreographer and a movement coach in Halo Season 2. We checked how was it in the game and how is it will appear in the scene. And basically, we separated the infection for 4 stages. And in each stages, the person, the host, gets a different kind of attitude, a different kind of movement, different kind of energy, physicality. From that kind of movement, we started to make a process like how does it appear on different bodies, like, for example, actors, contemporary dancers, martial artists. Actually, we just mixed together the whole thing, and somehow the flood came alive.
We're coming together as a team to tell a story, and that's why I love this flood. It's been incredible.
The flood infecting pretty much everyone was a scary way to end the season, but it also opened the door to one of the most emotional moments in Halo the series history, when Lara reveals to her family that she's been infected.
I didn't mean it when I said I didn't want Kessler to be like you. I didn't mean it.
And I am so glad I get to talk to the actor behind Lara, Fiona O'Shaughnessy, about that moment and the rest of Lara's story this season. Fiona, thank you so much for joining me.
Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you and great to have you. I mean, I have to start with that reveal that Lara is infected. It's such an emotional moment. Tell me about the acting that scene and how you managed to make it so powerful.
Bokeem and I felt really, really safe together. We'd had like a long period of time to get to know each other, and we trusted one another. And the Halo set is a very mature, experienced environment. So it just offers you a really safe playing ground. So the scene finds itself and plays out.
I love you.
And you just go with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was so heartbreaking to watch.
It did feel like that. And it was a really bold choice that she made. It was very love-driven and for love.
Throughout the season, Lara has really let her mama bear out, right? I mean, especially while she was searching for Kessler. So how fun was it to bring that part of her personality to the forefront?
So much fun, particularly how it affected Bokeem. Affected Soren, because he was like, what the heck is going on here? I was like, this is going on here, you know. We laughed a lot because of that. She's like a tiger, you know.
Also, the show, I mean, was shot in some pretty incredible locations. What was that like, visiting and working in these different places?
We filmed for ages in these caves, like miles and miles and miles of caves that run all the way through Budapest, underground. And the creative team made the rubble there. They made like the city, you know, through the rubble where Soren and I live. And that was incredible. I mean, it was very, very atmospheric, and it was very, very cold, but it was very, very beautiful and definitely felt quite special. And we all really liked it.
Beautiful. Well, Fiona, thank you so much for coming by and for your generosity and everything that you poured into Lara. It was incredible to watch her arc this season.
Thank you so much, Sydney. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So he's in prison and the flood come in, and there's these kind of tentacles that go through the cave. And Ackerson, he's not scared because he's a military man, so he just grabs the gun off the guard, pushes him out the way, bang! Pops Janine in the other cell, and then he kind of saves the day.
He saved our lives.
You have a lovely family. Stay where I can see you.
I mean, that's pretty much what happens.
I just can't get enough of Halo the series, and I bet you can't either. So here's another special look at season 2.
Maintain formation. This is what we trained for.
My name is Paul Stevenson. I'm the special effects supervisor on Halo.
This is the Condor. Basically, the Condor gets hit by plasma. So we're trying to represent the Condor blowing up today from the interior. We're gonna have our special effects department rigging that with explosives. We're gonna have our stunt department rigging Spartans for that big dynamic action. And then visual effects, of course, will add to it by means of adding digidoubles and also space behind the door. So basically it goes bang, 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 and then they get thrown out. Super exciting. Everybody's super excited when explosions happen.
Okay, standing by. Ready!
That was awesome.
It's actually easier to blow up a Condor than it is to do a blood splat. You can make a plan and we can predict where everything's going to go and how big it's going to be. In here we have big air cannons, which will have a lot of rubber debris. So this will just fly through the air. We put these in the cannons, doesn't hurt anybody. On the floor, which is just a metal plate at the moment, will be what we call a gas burster, basically a ball of fire. So a big explosion here, 2 big gas bursters down here. We're going to fire some flammable powder into the air as well. This is a sequencing firing box, so everything comes in from those remotes back there. And basically all we're doing is flicking one button and the whole thing just fires it. For me, it's just not just about blowing the heck out of everything. It's about designing the shape of it, and I work quite hard to get that right.
And that's a wrap, boys and girls. Thank you so much.
That was spectacular and so satisfying. Kind of the perfect moment to wrap up this season of both Halo the Series and Halo the Series Declassified. All season long, we've been putting together a special message for you, the world's best fans from each of our guests. We hope you enjoy it, and we will see you again on Halo the Series Declassified. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for going on this ride with us.
Well, my message to the fans is what it's always been. I am you, you are me, we are the same. You know what I mean? I hear you, I read your messages, I feel you, you're in my soul, and you will be in my soul forever.
So thank you so, so much from the bottom of my heart.
It's such an honor to be a part of this universe, to be a part of this world, and to be accepted by the fandom, because I'm a part of that fandom, right? So it's such an honor.
Thanks for being on this season 2 journey with us.
Thank you.